Welcome to Benefit Breakdown. Today we are talking about some important changes happening in CalFresh in 2026. Changes that could directly affect whether you keep your benefits or lose them. If you or someone you know is on CalFresh, stay with me. This one matters. Quick note before we dive in. Everything in this video is for informational purposes only. Rules can vary by county and your individual situation. Always confirm the details that apply to you with your local county office. Warning: CalFresh big 2026 changes. So what we are covering today, there's a 3-month cliff you need to know about, a pandemic era protection that has ended, who's most at risk for losing their benefits, and most importantly, what you can do right now to protect yourself. Real quick, CalFresh is a version of the federal SNAP program. It's monthly money on an EBT card that helps individuals and families buy groceries. These rules aren't set in stone. They shift based on federal law and how California chooses to implement them. And in 2026, that just changed in a big way. Let's talk about this word ABAWD. It stands for Able-Bodied Adults Without Dependents. That's basically a fancy way of saying adults who are physically able to work and don't have young kids at home. If that describes you and you're within a certain age range, your CalFresh benefits may be limited to just 3 months unless you're meeting a work requirement. We're going to break down exactly who that affects and what you need to do right now. So who should be paying the closest attention? Number 1, adults aged 55 to 64. This is a brand new group that was not subject to these rules before 2026. Number 2, California's statewide waiver that protected everyone from the ABAWD time limit has ended. Number 3, work-related time limits are now being enforced statewide. And number 4, the clock California is using runs from January 26th through December 28th. That's a fixed window and the time is already ticking. Here's what the 3-month cliff means in plain English. If the ABAWD work requirement applies to you, you can only receive CalFresh for 3 months within a 3-year period, unless you're meeting the work requirements every single month. And this doesn't just happen quietly. Your county will send you a notice first. But if you ignore that notice or don't take action, your benefits stop. That's the cliff. 3 months and then nothing, until you either meet the requirement or the 3-year clock resets. Based on current guidance, the people most at risk are adults in that newly expanded age range, 55 to 64, who have never had to deal with this rule before. Also at risk, anyone with irregular or fluctuating work hours. If you work gig jobs, seasonal work, or your hours go up and down month to month, you need to pay close attention, because falling short even 1 month can count against your time limit. And if you haven't completed recertification recently, now is the time to do that. Now, here's the good news. A lot of people are actually exempt from the rule and don't even know it. If you're 65 or older, you are exempt. If you're pregnant, that's an exemption. If you have a physical or mental disability, that's an exemption. If you're taking care of a family member, even if that person isn't on CalFresh, that may qualify as caregiving. And if you're a student enrolled at least half-time in school or a training program, you're also likely exempt. And if you're experiencing homelessness, there's a good chance you're exempt. The key takeaway here: don't assume the rules apply to you before checking. You might already be off the hook. If the work requirement does apply to you, here's what you need to know to keep your benefits. You need 80 hours per month of approved activity. That sounds like a lot, but it's only 20 hours a week, and it doesn't have to be a traditional job. It can be paid employment, but it can also be self-employment, job training, or even approved volunteer work. Here's what's critical. Small changes in your hours can make a big difference. If you normally work 18 hours a week and drop to 15, that could trigger the time limit. Track your hours. Keep records. All right, what to do right now? Don't wait. First, watch your mail. If CalFresh sends you a notice about ABAWD rule, do not ignore it. Second, call your county office and ask them to screen you for an exemption. You may already qualify and you don't know it yet. Third, specifically, request an exemption screening. You may need to say those words out loud. And fourth, take action early. The worst thing you can do is wait until your benefits have already been cut off. It's much harder to get them back than it is to protect them in the first place. In closing, look, these changes can feel really overwhelming, but now you know what's coming and you know what to do about it. If this breakdown was helpful, please share it with someone who needs to see it. A family member, a neighbor, a friend. And if you want to stay on top of updates like this, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.